Hello there. So, sorry, this is going to be a two-in-one video. I'm going to quickly explain a bit about the structure of a monosaccharide. This is an exose sugar, which in this case is glucose. Now, I want to take note of the numbering. I wrote the number here. This is carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon. Of course, this is a ring. Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6. Please, it is important you know how to draw this. Usually, students sometimes think you would be asked to draw this, can be asked to draw this, can be asked to label this. I need to remember to know which one is alpha glucose, which one is beta glucose, because when you're talking about structure of cellulose, structure of starch, you need to know, okay, is it formed by alpha glucose or by beta glucose? Now, one major thing you want to remember is this. From here, I'm trying to get that. Okay, good. This is what shows if it is alpha glucose or not. When that hydroxyl group is what's that word? It's not rotated. Is down here. This is like the simple way I can put it. It is the hydroxyl ion, or sorry, hydroxyl group on the carbon 1 is not flipped or is not rotated. That is what makes it alpha glucose. But if this goes up here and this comes down here, that becomes beta glucose, which I will show you that later on. Please, it's very important. Someone once asked me, Uncle, how do I even know which one, where I start counting from? When you look at this, really, when this is done for you, you should look at that. This oxygen here, that's where, just take the next carbon to that. That is always that is your anomeric carbon. Don't forget that, really, because usually if this was not numbered, some students may start numbering from here or here. No, it has to. This is this oxygen here, where the ring closed, where this straight chain closed. That is where you start counting from. That is very important. So now we are looking at disaccharide, basically. So disaccharides is a sugar formed by condensation of two monomers. In this case, it could be glucose and glucose, glucose and fructose, or glucose and galactose, as the case may be. Now, or it can even be galactose and fructose in the case of lactulose, which is a different type of sugar. If I solve a question with you in class, you get what I'm saying. So here, so when these two combine together, it's a condensation reaction. So glycosidic bond is formed. So this is called 1-4 glycosidic bond. Now that's why I say you know how to number it. So how do you say 1-4? Watch. Now this is carbon 1, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. This is what? Carbon 1 for this. So this is carbon 1 to 4. So it is carbon 1 of this first one to carbon 4 of the second one. That is why it is called, because usually students use carbon 1-4 glycosidic bond. But how? So because it is formed between carbon 1 of this first one and carbon 4. If you count that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope that made sense. So because it's condensation reaction, water will be giving off. So we have water giving off, and this is going to be this is glucose and glucose. That means this is going to be your maltose. So this is a maltose sugar because it is glucose and glucose. You can see that there. Please pay attention to that. So I put this in red because these are the ones that are involved in the condensation reaction. Hope that made sense. So generally speaking, they are soluble in water. They have sweet taste. They cannot diffuse through cell membrane. So sometimes they have to first be broken down. Then broken down before they can be transported. They have to be broken down into glucose before they can be transported. Then some are reducing sugar while sucrose is not. So what does that mean? Lactose is a reducing sugar. What's the other one? Maltose. So maltose and lactose are reducing sugar except for sucrose. Hope that made sense. So sucrose is a non-reducing sugar. So functions: sugar formed in germinating seeds. That is so they are found in maltose. Maltose is found in germinating seed. That's why that is used in making malt, fermentation of malt. The mammal's milk contains lactose. Then sugar stored in cane sugar is, of course, that's sucrose, as it were. So these are where you can find your disaccharides basically. Hope that made sense. Just pause the video to review any of the things you needed to check again. It's a short video. So here again is another example. So this is the one I just told you. Oh, I already explained this already. Alpha glucose, alpha glucose, that forms your maltose. Water is given off during condensation reaction. It is between 1 to 4 glycosidic bond. I number this for a purpose. Pause the video here if you have to see that numbering. So you see that 1 to 4 glycosidic bond. So the next guy on the list is what? Sucrose. Sucrose is formed by alpha glucose and fructose. Now fructose is also a cis carbon, but see what happens. It is different in its orientation. This is its own what's it called? Its own first number 1 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how it's labeled. The way fructose is different from the way glucose is. Now also the reaction will be between this and this, but take note of something. So the glycosidic bond in sucrose is not 1 to 4, it's going to be 1 to 2. Why? Check this out. This is the first carbon from the glucose, but this is the second carbon in fructose. So that's why you need to know each of the first carbon for each of these monomers, as the case may be. So this and this come together to form that. I numbered these for a reason, so I can be able to know, okay, that's why it is called 1 to 4, 1 to 2 glycosidic bond, as it were. So this is sucrose. Water is given off. Pause the video here to take note of the differences they have. If you have to do that, it's very important. All right, that's making sense. The next guy on the list is the fact that, beautiful, I told you that about the beta glucose. So in beta glucose here, the hydroxyl group is flipped or is rotated. So see that here. So if it were to be beta alpha glucose, this will be down here, which I showed you in the first part of this video. So look at what happened here. Of course, carbon 1, carbon 2 to 6. Now, carbon 1 to carbon 6 also. But because this is beta glucose, the OH is up. So this is beta glucose plus alpha glucose. Take note of that. So see what happens. It's also a 1 to 4 glycosidic bond, but because of the diagonal nature of the OH group that will form the water during condensation reaction, that's why this structure looks like this. So this is lactose, which is formed by beta galactose and alpha glucose. Do not forget this. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, do remember to send to me. Please remember to like this page, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.